Yo, what's up, everybody? How's it going today? Happy weekend to the world. Lovely Beatbox family. Everybody that is tuning in today means a lot. Everybody that is rewatching this stream, welcome everyone. Simple talking session today. SBX talk. Me and Sinjo, head of sound here. What up, Sinjo? How you doing, bro?
Yo, man, it's great to be here. Yeah, for everyone watching, this is going to be a little bit different than our normal streams. We're just going to have a call, me and Pepouni, which might seem a little weird, but we've been wanting to do this for a while. And talk a bit about what happened in the Kickback series.
Yeah, and I mean, before we start, I just wanted to quickly tell everyone, usually we had the idea to do this sitting together, but it is still the pandemic, so we have to call each other. But you can expect a few more sessions like that, especially when we are teaming up again. And I feel like these calls will be cooler and better once we are in person. But I hope you enjoy what we're trying to do, and we're gonna talk a little bit about the SBX Kickback Battle. We want to just basically explain to you guys what it is about, and what we're trying to do. So I hope you have a great time, and thank you everyone again for all the memberships that we received. That's really, really cool. I think today
Yeah.
it's Sinjo's turn to beatbox if you feel inclined to be a member,
Maybe.
maybe Sinjo will drop a beat. Maybe if Sinjo is dropping a really cool beat, I will drop a beat too in the end. So be nice, be kind, and we'll see where it goes. But yeah, so I'm Pepouni from Swissbeatbox. You know me. Sinjo, why don't you introduce yourself one more time to the world real quick?
Yeah, for those who don't know me, I'm the head of sound for Swissbeatbox. Me and Pepouni have been working together for now maybe 8 years, I think. Yeah, it's been a long time. It's been a long ride. And I'm going to try and guide this conversation, but I'm not Scott Jackson. Unfortunately, we haven't got the master here, so I'm going to do my best. Please be patient with us if it's not as entertaining as Scott Jackson makes it. We're going to get better.
It's the radio voice.
Yeah.
Coming at you live from Swissbeatbox. I'm Pepouni, and this is Sinjo.
One man, one desire. Are you ready? This is a process, and I mean, what Scott Jackson does is, I think people don't realize how difficult it is to be a host like that. And I mean, I want to get better at this as well. So this is a good practicing environment for us to do this, but hopefully it doesn't get too boring for you guys. Please drop a comment if you want us to talk. If you have a question for us or anything along the road, we're going to be answering questions from the chat. But we want to try and just have a normal conversation between me and Pepouni and have you guys watch us have a chat together. So
Maybe
yeah, how you going, mate?
Should I drop a beat real quick for everyone? Because
straight off the bat.
Yeah, I mean, that's like the last thing that I believe that is not so boring, even though I believe I'm the worst beatboxer that is ever featured on Swissbeatbox. But like,
people are going to love it. Do it.
Last time I sounded better with the GA mic.
Yeah, you need one of these, mate.
Yeah, I have them, but I don't have the connections yet. We will sort this out for the future.
For sure. Okay, let's jump into it. We've got a few topics. I've written down a few ideas that we want to talk about. We want to make this as natural as possible, but it's nerve-wracking being in front of you guys. This is a process. So I've got a few ideas of what we want to talk about. The main concept of this live stream basically is to talk about the whole kickback process, how we did it, how the ideas came about, all the issues we ran into, some of the things that we liked, some of the things we didn't like, and maybe some future events that we want to do in the same style. So if you guys have any questions about it, again, please drop it in the comments. But first thing, Pepouni, I know a bit about this, but why don't you tell them, how did you come up with the idea for this while we were in lockdown? I don't know.
Yeah.
When exactly did you come with the idea for the kickback?
I mean, the idea for the kickback is a very old concept. Before I was just going to jump in, I want to make some greetings really quick to Hideful, who is running the stream for us in Moscow. And I want to give special shout out also to Jack Nasty in New York, man. I can't wait to meet you guys. You are such lovely people. Thank you so much for everything you're doing. But yeah, man, we did this whole kickback thing actually back in 2014. It was called the SBX Tube Showdown. And if you know Swissbeatbox for a long, long time, should remember that Ibarra and B-Art had one battle that was happening in that style, and we just kind of forgot about it. But yeah, we were looking for opportunities when it came to this moment, like how can we give joy to the people? We believe that it is all about making people happy, right? We want to entertain people. We had no events, and I believe we had quite a few really great opportunities to just showcase a lot of people. Finally, a lot of beatboxers had the chance to, just simply show their shout outs and make that milestone to be featured on Swissbeatbox. But we were thinking our biggest strength is to go to live events with Sinjo doing the sound, doing the live sound there, and then we use the camera work at the events. That's what we really love, and we were like, how can we replicate that? So let's just come up with this idea to make something like, let's bring 8 beatboxers into a round and we ship them some stuff and then they just battle against each other. And I was just thinking around in November, this should be something that is very, very simple. So when we had this little group call, I was like, yo guys, what about one day somebody sends in a round and then the other day someone sends in a round and we just make a battle like that. This probably should. Yeah.
It was that simple.
Yeah, I thought it was like a triple win situation where I was just believing, yeah, we give something for the beatbox artists that cannot go out and perform right now, that they can study with and give them some work. And we give something to the fans at the same point and also some work to us so we can deliver great results to the world. And yeah, Aaron, tell me about it. What happened? It became a big deal.
Well, I mean, when the idea was proposed, it was like, oh yeah, this is great. It's simple. We can do this back and forth stuff. And then the organization kind of went ahead, and when it came to actually doing it, we'd made like a rough schedule, and Pepouni put one together with his thoughts and ideas, and didn't really it was also my fault. I didn't go over it soon enough. And then we realized, oh no, this isn't going to work. We're going to have to restructure everything. And we had to go through on the last minute and restructure the order. And there was a whole different idea of how we would do it originally. And then we ended up having to change it around. We wanted to make it like a live battle, with rounds one after the other. The original idea was actually to do one round from the first battle, then the first round from the second battle, then the first round from the third battle. But then we restructured that. And when we restructured it, we realized how much work this was going to be. And it just became this, I wouldn't say nightmare, but it was a lot. I mean, just the wild card judging. Oh my God.
I mean, all right, let's be honest. Have you ever seen a battle that went over 3 months as it would have happened usually in one night? No, you never seen that before. It is such a contradictory, right? It's just crazy.
I mean, Dilo was saying that
we did a great job.
I love it. I honestly, I want to say this to everyone else who hasn't said it to you yet. Big ups to you, Pepouni, for coming up with that idea. It was such a casual thing. They're like, oh, this is cool. And then sitting back now and looking at what's happened, it's, for me, some of the best battles that have ever happened are in this concept. And I don't know. It turned out a monster that we never expected, because it was really just like, hey, let's try this out. And now it's this huge thing. I'm really happy with how it turned out. But yeah, there was a lot. Sorry, what?
I'm just interrupting because Slinky Slink just made a donation, $5. Thank you, man. He says, Sinjo, where are my sound lessons? You gotta do a GBB wildcard, bro. That's what you have to do. Then you should reach out to Aaron, because we want to help out with a few things here. Sorry if I'm just interrupting on this, but maybe Aaron, since we have a few people on the chat right now, why don't you explain them this real quick when it comes to the GBB wildcard, which is running right now. It started yesterday till the 30th of April, solo and loop station. People hand in your wildcards, but Aaron, you have a special deal to offer here. What it is about?
This was something we've talked about for a while, but again, it was just like, why don't we do this now really quick? And we put it together. But if you are doing a wildcard in any category, we offer the service. My service is basically, so if you want me to mix or master your recording, or if you want to go a bit more in depth and let me help you set up the whole recording process, everything involved, and mix and master it, we have some different packages to offer. So if you hit me up on Instagram, Sinjo_SBX, or on Facebook, Sinjo, you can find my profile. Just hit me a message and I can give you a bit of a rundown of what we're doing. But yeah, I'm also getting a lot of questions about doing one-on-one tutorials, which I offered online years ago. But since we've been so busy, I kind of been sitting back on that. But I do offer that as well. So if you are an audio producer, music producer, audio engineer, and you're looking to specialize or work with beatboxing, I also do one-on-one tutorials if you want to look at that. I do recommend, if you want to do that, to have some previous knowledge, because there's no point in sitting down with me and learning the basics, because I specialize in a certain area. It's just not worth the money to spend that time learning the basics. So if you want to learn the basics of audio, go watch some tutorials, go to uni, get a certificate, do something like that. But if you already have some basic knowledge, hit me up.
Or let's develop a course. Very simple. And then everybody can learn, because I believe sound is really important when it comes to beatboxing. And I mean, let's come back to Kickback. Yeah. And yeah, thank you, Slinky Slink, for the donation. It means a lot. I hope we were able to help you out. Just follow Sinjo, reach out to him on Instagram. But yeah, I feel like there's just so much to talk about this whole Kickback thing. On the one side, we just wanted to bring in some light, because in Europe, it's just winter time, and January, February, it's just not so easy. So we thought, like, let's do something really, really special for everybody.
Lockdown depression.
Yeah, and I'm sorry that there's another donation that came in from Chill's Beatbox saying, why can we have an age category beatbox? So thanks for the $2, bro. We believe that it's for everyone, but I could also imagine in the future to have a juniors category in GBB, for example. Why not? We have to develop ourselves.
I mean, we've had it open to everyone. Like when his came through, he was 16 when he got to the finals against Napalm. So we never really thought about changing it, but I've had a few questions from people asking the same thing, like, can we do age specific? And I get the concept behind it. For us, it was always like the same thing with splitting male and female. It's just one whole thing. So whatever age, whatever gender, it doesn't matter. Anyone can come in. But I do see the idea behind doing age-specific ones. Then you're battling only people in your age group. It's a nice idea. We have to look into it. We're doing so many concepts. I mean, GBB alone is a whole year of work. It's yeah. We would love.
And please, yeah, don't forget we're in a pandemic as well. So what we're doing is hardcore preparation. We probably will do another stream next week just to talk about GBB, because it's such a big topic. Yeah. We want to focus on the Kickback today, but maybe we're looking into the year 2022 where we can start to play around. We just want to save our asses at this time, make sure the scene can come together to have the biggest beatbox party that we've ever had. So if you want to come to GBB, tickets are on sale right now. Go buy one, meet us there, and let's just party together. October in Warsaw.
I miss being with people so much. It's, oh my God. Like, I guess everyone's in this. I don't want to be one of those guys that's just complaining about the pandemic. We're all in the same situation. Yeah. But, oh, my God, I miss being with people so much. And it's so crazy, like, seeing what's happened online in the last year compared, like, this level of, I know it's not just negativity, but there is a lot more negativity the last year online. And I feel like it's because we're just all isolated at home. We're all stuck here. We're all feeling shitty. So it's easier to vent online. When you're at an event in person, you generally speak to people differently face to face. Yeah. And a lot of the negativity that brews online gets resolved at these live events. And without those now, it feels like the resolution isn't happening. So there's just people having these issues. And I totally understand and respect it. But sometimes it's hard when you're sitting here working your ass off and all you see is negativity back. It was like that wildcard debacle was very difficult for us.
But on the other side, shout out to the online scene.
Yeah, no. I don't mean it like that. I just mean in general. No, it's okay. I totally love. I love the online scene. It's one and the same though. I've never seen it as separate. Online and in reality, it was all the same people. That's why now it's kind of had this separation because we're stuck at home. We don't have any other outlet. So it's not necessarily. I don't say that the online scene is negative. It's just that we, as a human species right now, are kind of in a negative place because of where we're at in the whole worldwide situation. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're getting a bit sidetracked here.
It's fine. It's fine. I mean, we're here for 1 hour. We go probably 5 minutes over. Let's see how far we come. But shout out to the online world, and please, everyone,
Yeah,
don't forget, beatbox is about love and happiness and
yeah.
respect. And I believe me and Sinjo, over the years, we had to learn this as well, and we probably made a few mistakes here and there. But like, we're human beings, so everyone in the world just notice, be aware of your actions, learn from your mistakes, and then you move on and try to become a better person, right?
Yeah, we are just humans, so we do make mistakes as well. So I'm sorry again, like we're sorry if we do something that's not the right way, but we're trying to learn from it and always get better. That's the whole point of doing something. We can't get better without failing. It's one of the things of being a human. You don't really learn from winning. You learn from making mistakes. And then when you make those mistakes, you improve on them and get better. If you're too afraid to fail and you don't learn anything, it's the only way
Big
to
lesson for me. Yeah.
yeah. The
Big
only way to
lesson
win
for
is
me.
to fail.
As a leader, and we are all leaders here at Swiss Beatbox, we need to learn this kind of stuff. But it's worth it, and we become better, and I feel like it has an effect to our environment where we're in, and to our work with Swiss Beatbox. So shout out to the beatboxing community. Much love for the respect. We're coming all together from
Um,
different cultures. It's amazing.
we miss you guys so much. It's ridiculous. Oh my God. I get like pain in my heart when I think about how much I miss the beatbox community and seeing everyone.
So,
Yeah.
GBB 21, Warsaw in Poland, Europe. Buy your tickets. Go on Grand Beatbox Battle on Instagram. See all the information that you need to know. Buy a ticket if you feel inclined. Support us, no problem. Show us some love. Meet us there. But till then, we still have some time, and we're thinking about a few more things with the kickback. But let's come back to the topic. We said
Yeah.
we want to bring some light into people's life, so we were doing this basically for everybody that is all around the world that had a rough winter, or just people that would like to have a good time with us, basically, watching and following such a procedure. But there's
Yeah.
obviously more to it. That we just realized there's so much more. Maybe Aaron, you could explain a little bit something about what it meant to you when Kickback came in, and we said, like, let's organize some mics and let's make things equal, and let's get a camera for everyone and an interface and all this stuff. And we couldn't do all, but like, maybe explain, because you were directly involved in this entire operation. Let us
Yeah.
know how it was for you.
Well, I mean, a lot of the inspiration came originally from the GBB online battle that we did earlier in the year. One of the issues we noticed was just the inconsistencies in audio quality. It's so hard as a judge to judge a battle when, for example, even just the internet cutting out and you just hear nothing for 3 seconds, and then they come back in and you have to guess whether or not it's good or bad. And just the whole experience from GBB Online showed us what we need to do to improve the whole situation. And the major focus there was just audio quality. And unfortunately, I know a lot of people asked, can we do this kickback idea live? That's the reason we didn't do it live, is because of the issues we already had. Even with a good mic and a good interface, you have these internet connectivity problems, and there's no way to keep it consistent. I mean, you guys saw the live streams that we did with 20 different people. We tried our best to make them top quality, and I saw some comments at the start of this one like, oh, finally good quality. The reason it's good quality is there's only 2 of us calling in right now, so we can have a good internet stream. When you've got 20 different people calling in from 20 different locations, just on a live stream, you see what happens just with the quality. Now imagine that with the beatbox battle. It's the same issue. So the whole idea behind Kickback was to get this audio quality up there. So then we organized it with our partners, Roland, Boss, DPA. They're already big sponsors of us because of the quality of their products. We've obviously been using the RC505 for a long time. It's kind of become the standard in loop station battles. And the mic, DPA I discovered through a bit of a background. Torsen from Denmark. They're a Danish company, and my ex-girlfriend is Danish, and I used to go to Denmark a lot. And I was hanging out one time with Torsen, I think in 2016 maybe, and I was at a studio and he was showing me his wildcards, his rounds for GBB. I was like, damn, losing my mind to it. He showed me this mic, and it was just like, what is this beast? So we ended up hitting them up. I'm jumping a bit ahead in our plan, but it doesn't matter. This is freestyle. But originally I hit them up and I got no reply for so long. And then I think half a year later, Pepouni's just like, I'm just going to do it myself. And he emails them and gets a reply straight away. And I was like, oh, okay, I guess they don't like me. When he started building a relationship with them, just because of how much I love their mic. Oh, a bit of background information. Their microphone is currently on Mars. The new Perseverance rover has a DPA microphone on it to record. You can go to the DPA website and listen to the sounds of Mars. So these guys are one of the, I would say, the best mic company in the world. They're the industry standard for theater companies in Broadway and things like that. They do insane quality. And surprisingly, they were super interested to work with us. They love what we're doing in the beatbox community, what the beatbox community stands
They're niche,
for.
like us, basically.
It's crazy. Right. And it was such a pleasure to have them so interested. So we've been working with them for a while, and we thought, why don't we just get a nice interface from Roland, a pair of headphones and a decent mic, and send it out to everyone. And then they all have the same setup so that it's standardized across all of the beatboxers. And then I master the audio to make it as good for each individual beatboxer as possible. And then the judges have a nice listening experience, and the people watching at home also can listen to beatbox in the best possible audio quality. So that was kind of the concept behind the equipment and why it was so important to do it in the way we did do it. And I'm sorry that we couldn't do it live, but we wouldn't have this quality that we have now without doing it the way we did it. So I hope you guys don't mind having to wait a little bit longer. But personally, I felt like we had entertainment for a while. I'm sad that it's over now. You know,
I'm sad that it's over. Yeah.
Yeah, I was always looking forward to the next rounds, getting them sent in and listening. Like, oh my God, this is going to be crazy. You know, it was so much fun.
Let us know in the comments if we should do another kickback. Like, tell us. Just say like we want another kickback or something like that. But very quick, I want to say thank you, Snowy, for being a member. I really appreciate that. Everybody that becomes a member, we will start working more on this. So please, everybody that feels like you want to support us, so you want to do something for the community, do that. And I want to say thank you very much, Nick Young, for the 10 Aussie dollars. We have also Stick Tom here, by the way. You know,
on, mate. This big ups for the donation down from down under. You.
When we were in Australia last time, me and Sinjo, we were eating in McDonald's McRib, and I know that Big Man's favorite burger is a McRib. So with this 10 Aussie dollars, we're gonna buy Big Man a McRib next time we meet him. But yeah, I wanna quickly reflect on the DPA situation. So DPA is using their products in the most biggest theaters in the world, and is also currently the main product that is being used in Broadway. They're also in movies, but right now they're on the planet Mars.
So this means
what we used in the beatbox battle is also on planet Mars. It's not even on this planet.
Not the same microphone, but it's the same company and the same design. So yeah. It
must be some of the same style of components within, you know. So that's pretty cool. I must say this is pretty epic, and DPA is something that is also very niche. They see that beatboxing is not in this mass commercialized art forms, you know, pop culture. They are not the same in this kind of world as well. They see themselves in going into a direction like we are, with a high focus on quality, and I love to work with them. So I'm really happy to try to spread out their mic more. I know the microphone obviously is not the cheapest. It's 500 euros for a DPA 2028. But everyone that is here in the stream right now, I just want to tell you, Christmas is going to come soon. It's Easter weekend right now. You probably missed the opportunity. But if you can wish for a nice birthday present or a Christmas present, then please make sure you get your hands on it, because we have to learn a little bit more about the DPA. And I want to pass on the word to Aaron about this again, to Sinjo. He can explain to you what makes the DPA microphone so special that we used in the Kickback Battle.
Yeah, I just want to say, in terms of the price, it might not sound like it's cheap, but actually it is for what you're getting. Like the original de facto is almost double the price. It sounds almost identical. I would say identical to the de facto. It actually has a bit more bass. It's better for beatboxing, and it's also a studio quality condenser mic. So you're not just getting a stage mic, you're also getting a studio mic. That's the thing that a lot of people don't consider when you're. A lot of the time you need a different mic for different settings. This one does both. So you are actually saving a bit of money. If you want to get a top quality stage mic and a top quality studio mic, you're going to spend way more than it costs just to get this one. And it's my favorite mic since a while now. I can't find a better one, to be honest.
Let me ask you, what do you think does it take when a beatboxer decides now, anyone from our chat here decides to get a microphone and buy it, and then they have it in their hands? What would you recommend them would be the first steps for everyone?
Yeah, this is one of the things. A good flat microphone like this one that brings out all the quality, it needs good mix and master on it to bring out the one of the things I heard from people was they would get the mic out of the box, they weren't happy with the sound, and that's because you need to treat it right. So either you need to learn a bit about basics of audio mixing and mastering yourself, or get an engineer to mix it for you, such as myself or someone else, to bring out the best quality. It's one of the disconnects I feel like has been happening with this mic in the recent past. Like once I work, as you can hear in the kickback, it's the best example of it. Like for me, it's the best audio quality we've ever done from a shout out style. And I think a lot of people would agree with that. And you just need to use the right treatment and the right work with the mic, and you can get the best quality out.
Well, do you guys agree in the chat? Did you like the sound of the Kickback Battle? Give us like an esh or something, or just confirm it. Would be nice to know what you think about the sound quality compared to other sounds that you hear. I'm
Real
definitely
quick,
curious.
we've just got someone in our ears who's making a lot of noise. Hideful, I'm not sure if that's you, but there's a lot of movement and rustling around. Just be careful with the mic there. Cheers, mate. For those that can't hear, it's we've got Hideful. Yeah, but I can hear it.
It was me. I'm sorry about this. It's me and my papers here.
Oh, it was you.
Sorry. Forgive me. But
My bad,
very
Hideful.
quick, Cry Peaks X. I'm not sure if I'm saying this right. You're a legacy member, man. Thank you so much. Everyone that becomes a member, man. Big shout out. Next week we're gonna do a stream only for members as well. Looking forward to this.
Yes, that's something we're going to start doing more is member-only streams. We got some different concepts, some different ideas for that could be really interesting. So if you're not a member, you're going to really miss out on some huge live streams that we want to do. Interactive with some of the best beatboxers in the world. It's going to be great. Just really quick.
All the legacy members, I just want to, sorry, that's really important to me. For all the legacy members, you will get some discounts on some products. And I'm just saying this in a very sneaky way. GBB tickets, discounts, maybe. Join us.
So really quick, I just saw from a while back from Jebok Music a question about the topic we were just talking about. Says you had a fresh master for every single round, not like a default one thrown on for each for fairness. So there was the same processing for all of them, and I just tweaked it slightly in the EQs. Also, the levels are different. Sometimes people record it a bit too quiet or too loud. For those scenarios, I have to tweak it to bring it up for fairness. Otherwise, it would sound different. So just a little bit of EQ tweaking and the levels just to make it on the even playing field. But in terms of the processing chain, it was the same for everyone. So it was fair for everyone. They got the same treatment, just a little bit of tweaking on the EQs, which is exactly what I do for a live battle as well. It's unnecessary. Sometimes someone like Alexinho, for example, he's got a lot of highs in his snares. And if I boost them like I do everyone else, it just doesn't sound as nice. So you just have to do a little bit of adjusting for those differences, but it doesn't change the overall fairness of the battle in any way.
Thanks for the membership, Jedok K. Appreciate it, man. This is super dope. Every member that comes in just warms my heart and makes my weekend better. And Riley also became a member. Greetings to you, Riley, wherever you're from the world. Much love to you and happy weekend. But since we're still talking about sound, I believe with the Kickback Battle, the sound was just one of those key points that was just super important for us. Sinjo, why don't you explain to us how was it for you exactly when you received those or when you work with the artists to set up the sound? What was your experience there, and how was it for you to make everything equal? But before you say that, I want to say a big shout out to also, there's another member that came in, and this is Lunchbox. Thank you so much, Lunchbox.
Hey, Lunchbox, yes.
This is a cool name. We really appreciate every single member that comes in, and believe us, we're serious with what we are trying to plan in the future. But back to the question, Sinjo. I don't want to disturb you too much.
No problem. My mind just went blank on working with the artist. That's right. So, that was an interesting process. Yeah, it was very different than I expected it to be. It's interesting how, I'm not trying to put any of artists on blast or anything. I love all these guys so much, but I was a bit shocked by how little everyone knew in terms of just the basics of audio. And I think it's a good showcase about how important it is as a musician. And it's something that I think the beatbox scene lacks a little bit, is this focus on musicianship. We don't, a lot of the times we don't even talk about being a beatboxer as being a musician. It's talked about as if it's like a separate thing. And I think it's really missing in the beatbox community. As a musician, you need to understand the basics around what you're doing, and that includes audio, technology, how it works, how it connects, how it fits together. It's like gamers, for example. That's where I started. When I was a teenager, I was a big gamer, and as soon as I became a gamer, I wanted to know everything about computers. So I went and built my own computer when I was 14, and I know that's just my mind, but I find a lot of gamers are similar. When they get into gaming, they also get into the technology around it. And I think that's lacking a little bit in the beatbox community. I can just recommend all beatboxers, if you want to get better at your craft, learn more about the equipment that you're using. And when I worked with these guys sorry, I just got distracted by a message coming through from Eiffel. Like, yeah, that's me. So he's on the same point. So when you're getting into this stuff, just try and learn the basics around how a microphone works, how cables connect, how they all work together. And working with the artists, I realized how much that's lacking, even at the top level, like the best beatboxers in the world. They didn't understand a lot of the basics. And that was a really eye-opener for me. And it also showed me how much we need to help to educate the community ourselves, because it's really important, especially if you want to be a musician and you want to make this a career and you're serious about this. This is a huge part of it. Like, you don't want to just show up to a show and not understand what's happening after you're beatboxing into the microphone. It's such an important process and part of the whole show. So I just really recommend, what I learned from this process with them was that people need to really sit down and start mastering this craft. So it was really great to work with these guys on such a different level. Like at GBB, I actually found out through this process, I said it in the stream the other day, but that people, the perspectives people had of me was not what I thought. Because at GBB, I'm so busy that I have 2 or 3 minutes for people to come and do sound check, and then they bugger off. And that's been their only professional interaction with me in the past, is that 3 minutes they get on stage at GBB to do sound check, and then the event itself. And this was a really nice process that I got to work with these artists for a longer period of time. They got to know my side of the work a bit more. I got to understand them a bit better. So that part of working with the artists, I really enjoyed. It was a great learning experience for me as well, getting to know everyone, working with all the different personalities and different styles of music and setup, even just the different styles of beatboxing. Like, it's crazy how one beatboxer sounds completely different in the same mic and the same setup than another one does. And it kind of shows you how much there is to really, it's not just about getting the perfect beats. It's about breath control. There's so many elements that make up becoming a professional beatboxer. And it's one of the reasons that D-Lo was so good, is that he's so well-rounded in so many of these areas that others may not be, but they might be as good or even better in the technical beatboxing aspect. But then there's the other gaps in their repertoire that need to be filled, such as understanding mic technique and all these different other aspects of it. I'm starting to ramble now, but yeah, it was a great process, and I really enjoyed working with the guys. Long story short.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely seems like, and everybody in the chat, just please encourage Sinjo, but we need some tutorials. And we need a lot of tutorials, because beatbox is about sound. How do you present yourself in front of an audience? How do you want to bring over what you're trying to perform? There's definitely a hardcore art form behind this, but also a hardcore responsibilities with the options that you have and what you can do. But I want to say, before we dive deeper into this, J-Bach Music and Rose, TI, thank you for your memberships. And if you agree with me, then definitely. And there's another one that just came in, Cracked Mufasa NB. Thank you again for the basic memberships, the light ones and the legacies. I really, really appreciate that. This is super, super dope. We're here and we're trying to support community. I don't want to rely permanently on this, but I really want to greet every member here while we have this talk. But please just shout us out if you wanted Sinjo, to do some tutorials. We can also have another stream in a few weeks where we talk about what it takes to record a shout out. I mean, the easiest task, the easiest format in our channel is such a complicated process when it comes to know and understand how to record yourself to sound good. So when people are listening to you on a big sound system or even on a phone, there is something very powerful behind that. And Aaron is the absolute expert. Maybe very quick, Sinjo, before we continue, where did you learn about sound? Could you explain us real quick? Because you could be also just a guy that talks a lot of nonsense, you know.
Oh, I definitely am. I definitely am. But there's some truth hidden in between all the nonsense.
You're from Byron Bay, New Zealand, right?
So yeah, this is Byron Bay, New Zealand. Yeah, my background is a bit complicated. I was born in Australia. I grew up in New Zealand, and I'm half German. For those that keep getting confused, I see arguments sometimes in the comments about where I'm from. I'm from a lot of places, so don't get bogged down in details. My journey with music, I've been a musician since I was 6. I started drumming at 6, and I drummed for 5-6 years, and then I moved back from Australia back to New Zealand. We sold my drum kit, and that's when I discovered beatbox in '99 with Razel on the radio, and I was like, what, you can do all the stuff with drumming, but you don't even need a drum kit, man? What the hell? And I just got obsessed with it, but in a very like gimmicky way. I didn't see it being a career path at all. Not until I saw Beardy Man, the Kitchen Diaries. So shout out to Beardy Man. He changed my life. When I saw that bass line, I was like, yo, you can do bass. And that's all I did for 6 years was just wop, 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 always trying to perfect the throat bass. But I didn't even know about the community until 2012. Anyway, I'm backtracking. I realized I wanted to do music as a career when I discovered drum and bass. And I wanted to become a drum and bass producer and DJ, which I started doing. And then I moved back from New Zealand to Australia and studied audio production. I did a Bachelor of Audio Production at SAE in Byron Bay. SAE is a worldwide audio engineer university. And
is it the best or not?
That's a hard thing to say. It's like, what's the best music? I say it is the best. A lot of people do. But because it is a private university, you get these, arguments about private versus public and all that kind of stuff. For me, it was great. It also really depends on the campus you go to. I've heard stories from people at different campuses having completely different stories. I was really lucky. The Byron Bay campus at the time was the world headquarters. So they had the best equipment, the best lecturers, and I was really lucky to be able to study there. It was also my hometown. So I was able to just go back there and chill for a while. Yeah, so I graduated 2013, came to Germany. My mum's German, so I lived here before as a kid. I always wanted to live in Berlin again. It was my favorite time as a child. So then I met Bilo, then I met Pepouni, and it just all kind of happened by accident. I during my time at uni, I was messing around. Like everyone that studied was in some way a musician, and so when we did different projects, people would use what they were playing. So you'd have guitarists and drummers and all those different things working with that setup. And at the time I was like, well, I mean, the main thing is beatboxing. So why don't I just play around with my beatbox? So I was doing a lot of work in the projects just for fun with my beatboxing. And over the couple of years of studying, I realized how much you could do with it. And then when I discovered videos, now I'm really late to the beatbox community. I've been beatboxing since '99. I discovered the online community or the international community in 2012. So I was really late. And I saw all these videos. The first one I saw was Alem versus Skiller. Shout out to those guys. Now 2 of my closest friends. I love them. But I was so blown away. But I noticed that the audio quality was like, the stuff I've been doing is at uni. It sounds a lot better than this. Why is it like this? And then I found out later that there was just no one was doing this. The only person I knew of at the time was Lyndon J. Shout out to Lyndon. He was working with Reaps One exclusively and doing his live shows. And it's also one of the reasons that when you went to a beatbox battle and Reaps did a showcase, everyone would always talk about how much better he sounded to everyone else. And that's because he had Lyndon with him. Not just that, he's also an incredible beatboxer. Sorry, Reaps, I didn't mean to put you in that light. He is an amazing beatboxer. But it also just brought it that next level up, And that's kind of how I fell into this, was just realizing the gap that was there and started working with Pepouni. And then it just grew. I mean, when I joined, I think we had like 50,000 subscribers, something like that. And I never, I knew what he was doing was special and I wanted to follow him on this journey, but I never expected it to blow like this. It's so crazy. Yeah, shout out to all you guys for making this possible, seriously.
And I'm glad we're friends, man. We had our up and downs and all this crazy stuff, but I believe you are growing and I am growing. And I have to say, I learned a lot in my life because of you as a human being, and I'm very grateful for that. I would consider you probably my best friend right now at this point, you know.
Oh,
So
you're a
much love to
sweetheart.
you, man. But you can, guys, you can trust Sinjo. So if he says that this microphone here, which is from DPA, I'm sorry, I don't want to go now hardcore into this, you know, to like, yo, I want to do advertisement, but this is what we're using at Grand Beatbox Battle. This is what we're using at every event we're going. This is what we use for shout outs if we record a shout out. This is what we're going to use in our future kickbacks. This is the DPA 2028 microphones, and I'm going to repeat this over and over again till everybody understands it. Our head of sound, Sinjo, who is a well-educated man when it comes to audio work, says that this is the microphone beatboxer should use. So I said Christmas, birthdays, or whatever comes up, or simply save up the money, and then we're gonna create some tutorials how to set up the DPA microphone and how you can become the best beatboxer to sound well with this, you know. But yeah, so shout out to DPA, shout out to your background and to your stories, Sinjo.
Real quick, don't mean to interrupt you. I just saw a question that I can just answer really quick. He's asked it a few times. Jibok Music asked which DAW, that's digital audio workstation, do you work with?
Which software do you use as well?
I use Ableton. That's my major one. I did use Pro Tools and Logic in the past, but in terms of workflow and usability, Ableton for me was the best. I mean, there is no perfect DAW. It's down to you as a person how you work with different things, but I always recommend Ableton just due to its easy workflow. And with the new updates they have with version 10 and now 11 that just came out, the sound quality is also on the top. So that's the one I use basically. I also, for recording, I use Reaper. So that's the software that I use for that.
Sorry about that. Good. Yeah, Reaper is for free, right?
It's got a 60-day trial, unlimited trial, and then you can pay for it. It's only 60 euros, so it's or $60. It's definitely worth it. It's really stable for doing long-term recordings. One of the limitations of Ableton is it can only record or import files up to 2 gigabytes, which is roughly around 4 hours if you're recording at 48 kilohertz and 24-bit. So for these long events like GBB, when we're recording the whole event, I use Reaper just for its stability for recording. I hope that answers your question, J-Buck.
And Rose just said the following message. I'm looking for a new mic right now, but I didn't have that much money. My recommendation is just wait and save, and it's going to be worth it, the experience.
It is.
Because maybe one last thing that Sinjo has to answer for us. What are pros about the DPA microphone in terms of it being a stage microphone, but also a studio microphone?
You're just going to save a lot of money. You're going to be able to get studio quality sound at home and then take that studio quality sound to the stage. It was really nice. Like as an example, Dilo and Frosty, I don't know if you guys saw, they went on the Sidemen talent show and they rocked up with two 2028s, and the sound engineer had no idea about mixing for beatboxing, and he barely touched it. And Dilo told me it sounded amazing on stage. So just out of the box, you're going to have a better sound. To get a D5, for example, sounding fat and solid on a sound system, you need a bit of tweaking to get the sound quality up there. DPA on a live sound system, you can just plug it in and it already sounds amazing. So that's one of the big benefits of it.
Shout out to DPA microphones, guys. I appreciate that we were able to have this shipped to all the participants at Kickback. But we also had the Roland Rubik's 22 and the V-Moda headphones. And maybe Sinjo, you could also talk a little bit about those products and why were they necessary or of help for the participants and for you.
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff to talk about as well. I'll brush over that quickly. So like Roland Rubik's 22, Roland's one of our biggest partners, Boss, and they have really nice interfaces. So we just went with what we already have, and I really like them. I use the Studio Capture as my main interface in my studio. I really like the products. So shout out to Roland and Boss for that. And the V-Moda headphones are these ones. I actually been using them for the past year. My old mastering headphones broke, and I started using them just for listening to music. And I noticed that, I mean, you could kind of use any headphones to mix and master on if you get used to them. It's about understanding how they sound different to other ones. But I really like these ones. I can wear them for a long time and use them. So we sent out a pair of those as well for the recording process, and it seemed to work really well. I love these headphones. So it's just stuff that we like working with. That's why we send this stuff out. We've never actually had I get a lot of people, I can understand this as well, totally, but a lot of people thinking, oh yeah, we work with them because they sponsor us. They don't, a lot of the time they don't give us any money. We came to them for the equipment because of the quality. They didn't come to us. So we aren't using these guys because they pay us to use them. We use it because we love the products. Just so you guys understand that it's not coming from a place of promotion or anything. It's genuine that we really enjoy these products. We wouldn't use them otherwise. I mean, we'd be doing the beatbox community a disservice if we're trying to use products that we don't believe in just to get the money. And
we want the best. We want the best quality, and that means that we want that the beatboxers are using the materials and products that are the best for them and for their lives and for their performances or for their practicing. We want to lift beatbox up. We don't see beatbox as a gimmick or as a joke as people saw it over the past 20 years or something. We are here to bring beatbox and push it further into the future, into new heights. So we want the best for you guys. So yeah, thank you, Aaron, for finding those products as well and approved them. I really appreciate it. So thank you, Roland. Thank you, Vmoda and Boss. Thank you, DPA. We also had Richings Media, who was a sponsor. It's this super nice dude who made a video for us after we hit 1 billion views. He was rhyming over it and just gave a shout out to us and said like, hey, if we need some support, I'm here for you guys. So this person reached out to us from the north of England. I forgot the name of the town where he's from, but he's a supporter of culture, an amazing personality, very, very patient with us. We have to learn still a lot, but was here for us, stepped his game up for us, stepped up the game for the beatbox scene up, and just helped out that we were able to do this process. So I want to say thank you very, very much, Reese, for everything you did. And then we also had Voloco helping us out, and we actually are running a competition right now with Voloco. Is it true, Aaron, or is it still running? Actually, I think so, right?
Oh, I'm not actually sure.
I think it's still running.
You have to ask Rachel.
I think it's still running, and I wanted to say also thank you to Voloco, because a lot of beatboxers are using Voloco. If you want to find out more information about that competition that we're running with Voloco, you go on our Instagram page at Swissbeatbox. You will find more information there. Please go and follow Voloco. If you are a beatboxer, download Voloco, that application on your phone. Try it out. I guarantee you will be not bored. So much love to all the sponsors that we had. But Aaron, if you want to mention something about these people and organizations, I'm happy to hear you out.
Just a big thank you. I mean, this event wouldn't have been possible without them. So it's really beautiful to have these people on board. We've always done things independently, mainly because it allows us to do things the best possible way for the community. But it also means that we've always struggled financially. We haven't. People sometimes I see comments like, "I just want to make money, but cash in the pockets." Guys, I live in a tiny little 1-bedroom apartment in Berlin. We're not rich. I wish we were, but we do this for the love. And I do believe one day we can make a decent living from it. That helps keep us motivated. But the main focus behind this is just, I mean, the beatbox community literally saved my life. I wouldn't be here without him. So it's something that we do from a passion place, and it's allowed us to be independent, but it also means that we do struggle a bit. So next time you see the comment they say, oh yeah, we're just stretching out these videos to get money, guys, it's really not the case. If we wanted, it's just
we could go and find normal jobs if we want to make a decent income. But yeah, thank you, sponsors. Because of the sponsors, we actually made it. Otherwise, we would have not been able to do this. So all of them, thank you guys, and I hope to work again with you in the future.
Huge shout out to them. So the next topic I got on this list is the wildcards. Ooh,
it was over Christmas. Yeah, it's a touchy one. It was over Christmas. A lot of beatboxers, we asked, can you judge for us, turn us down? So we did it, and we received a little bit of a wave of like shockers, you know. But
so we've kind of done. We've done this in the it's all good. It was a good process, good learning process for us. we've done this in the past, and one of the reasons is that judging is such a complex thing to do it right as well. And we've had some experiences where people, for example, weren't watching all the wildcards, weren't paying attention to all the videos, those kind of, and that's when we started to actually judge ourselves.
Who's watching 300 videos, right? Sorry for cutting in.
But not just watching it once, but watching it again and again and again to make sure you're getting the right order. It's not a simple case of watching a video, putting some notes. You have to go back and forth constantly. So we basically threw away our whole Christmas and New Year's. We were also working on me and Freddie were working on the Freddie Beats Late Show at the same time. So we didn't have a Christmas or a New Year's really. And it was a really hard process to sacrifice so much work. I don't want to complain too much about this, but it's just true that when you put so much work and effort into something and then afterwards it was just so much hate coming back, and it was really shocking to get it. And I really do understand it. Like, it's hard when your favorite beatboxers don't get through and you have different opinions. I mean, we work in a subjective art form. Music is subjective. There's no getting away from that. We can try and standardize it. We can try and make these systems, like judging systems and everything, to make it fair in some way. But at the end of the day, it's still a subjective art form. So people are going to have different opinions. What just shocked me the most was how strong I got personal like threats in my Instagram because of my judging from that. And it was just a shock to sacrifice so much work and effort and then to get that blowback. So that's why this wildcard subject is a bit touchy for us. I mean, we've moved on from it now. One of the things that came from it is I don't think me and Pepouni are going to judge wildcards anymore. I mean, personally, I don't want to. And it's great. Like, I understand the thought behind it, to be honest. Like, the organization should not have an influence on the selection process, which I get that idea. The thing is that we have always been as unbiased as possible with that. But yeah, it's freeing. I'm like, yes, no more wildcard judging. I have
to be honest at this point. You know, beatboxing is something where it's about happiness. We want to be happy with beatboxing. We want to be independent with beatboxing. We want to reach our personal goals with beatboxing, and beatboxing is here to be positive. And the wildcard contest, some people's reaction towards us was definitely a little bit the contrary of everything. And we were surprised because in the last 9 years, it was us always judging the wildcards. But obviously, we learned a lot out of this, and we came to understand what we should do. It's like, this is our event, this is our concept, we're going to judge it. Yes, it was a special occasion over Christmas and New Year's Eve. Who is going to judge and listen to 300 videos? I'm asking you right now, who is going to watch 283 videos were there in total? I watched the top 50 10 times. So I was working 8 hours a day and I loved it. Believe me, yeah. I had a great time, and I'm pretty sure everyone else had a great time. But Aaron, Sinjo, and Freddie had less time than I had because they had to work on other things at the same time. There was no Christmas party for us people. We were working, and we asked, I'm repeating, we asked other beatboxers, hey, would you like to come in and judge? But it was a difficult time. We decided we do it. But what we came to understand, and this is a point that actually I'm quoting Sinjo right now, so you're here in this call, but you said, like, it makes sense that we as an organization, and even though we did it for the love always in the past, and we said, like, we love beatbox so much, we're going to listen to it again and again till we are sure, and we contribute to that. But we can also educate other people. We can rely on other people's quality of judging. Yeah. We're gonna work on that. But we said, like, we as organizers, we should basically not judge our events anymore. I never judged GBB. I judged a lot of battles. Sinjo has a lot of judging experience too. Yeah. He's mastered thousands of audios and battles, the hottest materials that he just got himself for the very first time. But just to end it, and then I pass the word on to you, is like, we gotta take a step back. It's definitely relaxing. We save time so we can work on other things. We will let others judge. But please, people, we are the judges. We make our decisions. You gotta respect that. It's a game, it's a sport. In sport, we respect each other, and we want that the artists between each other respect each other and that they respect the judges. If somebody is not happy with an opinion, let's not create any waves of hate or anything like that. Let's try to be peaceful and be respectful, because that's what beatbox is standing for, and that's what we are standing for. So
Yeah,
much
I
love.
think I think I think it touches a lot on the same topic we talked out at the beginning about everyone being locked inside. Like, there's just, I think the whole world is going through a negative phase right now just because of where we're at. So I understand that's a big part of it as well. But I want to say a big shout out to Reeps, because I actually had a chat with him when this whole thing was happening, and we had a long phone call talking about this process, and it was him that suggested that we step back from it as organizers, not to be involved with that side of it, which I totally understand, and I think it's a good move. So he was part of the inspiration that gave me the idea, like, maybe we should not judge wildcards anymore and just focus on organizing, and let other people who have a bigger, more respected name in the scene, because I understand I'm just the sound guy, you know. So if
I mean,
people
we're respected people. Come on.
Oh no, I understand. I just mean a lot of the people who don't follow us. So, like, for example, people that aren't in this live stream right now, people who aren't completely involved in the whole community, they might just see, oh, who's these guys, and then, you know, put hate on that for that. I just really quick, I just want to backtrack because I saw a question that's really important. It's for GBB. I know it's a sidetrack, but it's very important because someone here says that, are we only doing semifinals for Loop Station? We're doing quarterfinals, right?
There will be quarterfinals, semifinals, and finals. So GBB will be 4 days with the 7 to smoke, but the official days are 3 days long. Day 1 are the elimination rounds, which are 5 minutes. Day 2, we do the top 8, which are 2 times 3 minutes rounds. And on the last day, we do the top 4 with the semifinals, small final, and final.
Of the Loop Station. Because someone here, for some reason, they think it might be my fault. I might have updated the wrong text on the website. I have to double check that. So if that's the case, I'm really sorry, guys. We are super busy, so sometimes little typos happen in the text. For that, I'm very sorry. But King Ruffy said he doesn't understand why we go from 17 Loop Station participants down to 4 straight into the semifinals. And I was like,
8.
Oh, we go into 8. So yeah. Don't worry about that, King Ruffy. Shout out for the question. Thanks for bringing that up, because now I know. And I want to say a big shout out to Greg Rocks as well, who mentioned something that we've actually said to each other before. Said, you guys held the competition. You can decide whatever you want. If people complain, they can start their own competition. It's a pretty harsh perspective to take, but yeah, it's not wrong.
In the end, it's a free world. Everybody's independent. Everybody can do whatever you want to do. We do our thing, other people do their thing. But just please know that we have good intentions behind our thoughts. We're learning. We were just a group of friends and buddies, but it feels nice to know that we all can rely on each other and that people actually care. So shout out to the entire Swissbeatbox team. You guys are amazing. But please don't forget, we're a small team. We're learning. We can't just do snaps on our fingers and then everything is just going to happen. It takes time, but we're working on everything.
Yeah, it's funny. A lot of people think we're this big organization, and we literally are just a couple of friends who started off filming beatboxing videos and wanting to make cool content for the beatbox community. And now we do have this this feeling of like the responsibility on our shoulders, which we are so honored to have. But it's a lot, and we didn't start this with the idea of like we're gonna take over control and guide the whole community. It was just a passion project, and now we're in the very privileged position to be able to help guide the community, and we want to do the best we can. But please remember, we're just a bunch of guys and girls that love this art form and want to make this as good as possible. You know, yeah. I hope you guys can understand that.
We're almost an hour in right now.
I know, right? I knew this would happen.
Jack Nasty and Hideful, could we just extend 15 more minutes and then we just rush through everything real quick? And then I believe it makes sense we do this again next week, and as much as possible in the future. We have so much to talk about. Whenever we have time, we're going to do this again. We need another, I would say 90 minutes next time to just talk about GBB or something like that. But if Jack and Hideful are cool with us, we'd extend 15 more minutes. Because, guys, just before we continue at 6 p.m. on Instagram with Freestyle Fridays. Shazam is going to be on board, so maybe we can find a direct switch over to that. Shazam's going to be there with Jack Nasty freestyling together a little bit. So if we have time for another 15 minutes, let's take it to the next topic. Why did we just give 2 weeks of time for the wildcards, Sinjo? Should I answer this question?
Yeah, that one's your one. That's a good one for you, mate.
So the answer basically is very easy. Usually we give a month, but why also not 2 weeks? Why don't you think too much? Why do you need to practice so much? I believe we could also just make the time a little bit shorter. I mean, it was not 2 weeks, it was 16 days. So there was 2 more days on top. Every hour counts, right? But I feel like we were a little bit under time pressure. We wanted to start, and it was like the whole shipping process. We needed enough time to judge. And then we said like, okay, we have the 8th of December, and we're gonna give it 2 weeks till the 22nd December, and then we're gonna judge till the new year, and we want to start at some point in January till everything is shipped around the world. We can't just give, if we make 1 month, then we would have had still another month of kickback right now. And that's just not gonna work right now. And at the same time, I believe there's a big lesson for everybody to learn in terms of education. You can just basically precisely plan and really like be smart in this. What can you do in 2 weeks? First of all, do you want to be part of this great experience? Do you want to receive all this equipment? Do you want to make the next 2.5 months worth it working on this? Do you want to invest yourself? You can ask the other participants at Kickback. I would be curious, did everybody level up or not? I'm pretty sure some of the artists will say, yes, this is worth it. The experience, they leveled up. They learned a lot, not only for their beatbox itself, but also when it comes to use the modern technology of the microphones. Here the DPA or the Rubik's that Roland gave us. It's worth it to play around and then have such a professional guidance that Sinjo gives you, to know how to record properly yourself. You need to think about that. You have 2 weeks of time to put something together and show us what you got. We're not here to wait for an entire month anymore. We want to see quick results and see what are you capable of doing. And I can tell you this already. We are most likely going to do another Kickback Battle. Yes, right now we have the GBB wildcard competition that is going on. But very soon there will be the wildcard competition of the Kickback coming again, whatever it will be, loop or solo, maybe both. Maybe there will be another special edition that we're doing. Who knows? We will announce everything sooner or later to you, but you got to be ready. And this is the point that we want to.
Even some of the guys that entered some of the best in the world, they were taken aback by how much work it was in the end. And one of the things that happens a lot when you're given too much space, you overthink and you actually don't perform as well as you could. I know this from production. When you're producing music, if you're given every option possible, you don't actually finish anything because you just spend all this time trying to perfect these little details that don't actually matter in the end. And it's the same thing with this recording process. If you give yourself a month, it's always the case that 50% of the wildcards come in the last 2 days because everyone is overthinking and over recording and doing 20, 30 different takes when most likely the first or second take was fine. So 2 weeks I think is a good time. It also means that we can get the event started sooner. With a month-long window, then we have to wait an extra 2 weeks for that to start, send out the equipment. So it's one of the main reasons we did it is just to get things going. And as an artist, I think if you can't record your stuff in 2 weeks, then I don't know if you're ready for the event. I think that's another part of it that people don't want to talk about. And it's not being harsh or anything like that. It's just a reality that this is a high-level professional event and you need to be able to perform on the spot. You have 1 day to record your rounds. You're not going to have 2 weeks to record your rounds, when you're battling. So if you can't record a wild card in 2 weeks, then recording one round in 1 day, it's a lot of work. So it's part of the experience is being ready to be able to perform on the spot. And that's why I think 2 weeks is enough.
So for the next one, everybody be ready. You will have 2 weeks. I feel like it might be 15 days, which is 2 weeks and 1 day. Take that extra day and prepare, but be ready for it, guys. Just trust me. Deliver or not, make a fast decision. And if you say yes, just give it a shot. You can show perfection once you make it into the kickback. But let's move on. I feel like we have.
I think we can move on to some more exciting stuff because I've got a lot of notes here about the setup process, which we've already kind of talked a lot about already, setting up with the artists and recording and the posting schedule. We discussed that in the beginning. I want to say first off, a really big shout out to Luca and Adria. Adria is our new color grading guy. He did an amazing job on the videos, and Luca helped all the artists setting up. A huge shout out to Trung, who did all of the graphics. Like, he killed it. He's so incredible as an artist. He has an awesome team behind him as well, called Fewstick Studios. They do incredible work for their own projects as well. But I wanted to give a big shout out to him. Juliana and Rachel for taking care of all the communication with the artists and the sponsors and all of that behind the scene logistics stuff. And Hideful and Jack, of course, for running the live streams, taking care of posting on social media, all of those different aspects. It's so much work, behind the scenes stuff. So big ups to all these guys who helped us make this whole Kickback event possible.
And Beatbox, Imo, and Freddy Beats.
Oh yes,
Beatbox
of course.
Imo runs our Twitter account, and Freddy, who was judging and supporting us through the entire process.
And
a big shout out to Sinjo.
Scott Jackson. What the legend, the man, the myth, the legend, for being the best host there is. Also, one of the funniest parts of this whole process was setting up and recording the sound bites with him. So before the event even started, I had to imagine every possible combination of things that could happen on the audio side for Scott to talk about. I had to write down all the sentences, and we spent we did 2 sessions, one 3-hour session and one 1.5 hour session. I recorded the whole thing. Maybe we can like the video and everything, maybe chop up some behind the scenes takes. Let us know in the comments, guys, if you want to see some behind the scenes little clips of us setting up stuff with the artists and with Scott Jackson. But I thought we could move on to some of the fun stuff that I've got written down.
I mean, if I can just, sorry if I'm cutting in, but I just want to say the live streams were so much fun.
Yes,
I'm sorry.
Of course.
But I'm so excited to talk about it.
I know.
I want to say thank you to all the participants, Scott Jackson, the judges, and to you, Aaron. Thank you so much for joining us, and Hideful and Luca for setting it all up. We loved those live streams. We're gonna plan to do a lot more live streams like that, not only just for Kickback, but also for GBB. We want to bring people together, and we want to watch stuff, or we want to make announcements like that. So we plan a lot of more streaming. Please, 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 please join us when we do this. I loved it personally myself. Whoever came up with this idea was a genius. If it was me, I'd never thought that would be the case, that it would run that well. But much love to everyone who was there for this, seriously. And I want to say also one more time, thank you to the entire crew that put it together. There's one last thing before we go to the fun stuff. I want to make it super short, but it was the shipment of everything. You have to understand that when we try to ship things, or when you win stuff, it can take a while that it arrives in your home. We on our end try to do our very best, but then it's DHL or TNT or UPS, and they're having the issues to bring it over to you. It's not on us, but we will always, and I'm giving you my word right now, we will always do our very best in every case that we have to ship things to you as fast as possible, because it's in our best interest that you get materials ASAP so you can start working on it. And we had a few delays. Some stuff actually never arrived in India or in Brazil. It was a little bit complicated. Nothing against these countries, guys. Much love to India and Brazil. Brazil, one of my favorite countries in the world. I want to go to India this year with the Swissbeatbox crew. We want to do the champs there. We have big plans, but forgive us that this is happening. We will try in the future to just work this out the best possible. All right, let's go to the fun stuff.
Well, no, you got a good point there. I did skip over that stuff. One of the biggest things that people forgot, that we didn't even realize, the pandemic affected so much of how stuff could be shipped, and it was just such a nightmare. We were worrying if we could start it on time, to be honest. We managed to make it in the end, thank God. But yeah, a lot of people underestimate how difficult it is to send a whole bunch of different equipment like this to 8 different or I don't know if it's 8 different continents, but at least 4 different continents, I think. For this event
North
to happen.
America, South America, India, is Asia, and Europe.
Yeah, 4 continents. It was huge. So we managed to make it happen, but this was one of the behind the scenes things that really messed with our schedule, and we're going to try and streamline that in the future. But yeah, just please bear with us. We're just doing the best we can, and we got to rely on other services to make this happen. There was a whole bunch of other stuff here in between that we were going to talk about, but should we just go to the wrap up, to the fun stuff of what we enjoyed about this event. I mean, you mentioned it already, the live streams. Oh, I love that so much. This is one of the inspirations for just starting to do this a bit more. But we want to do these kind of concepts with artists again, watching and reacting to different things. We have some ideas for some really cool live streams that we can bring together for you guys. So yeah, Pepouni nailed it on the head there. This whole format is really exciting.
I'm not sure if it was me or not, but it was a great idea. And yeah.
I know I did the planning for the live streams. I know I did the planning, writing out the schedule.
Level, so we did it together.
Yeah. Don't want to pat myself on the back, but yeah, fucking Stick Tom had a good time as well, mate. He was really having a great time. So yeah, big ups to Stick Tom. Yeah, he was a really nice partner to have on there. I mean, wait. Yeah, big ups to myself, mate. I did that wrong. Shit. I want to ask you, mate. What was your? So we've already hit that. What were some of our favorite things about the Kickback? I think it's the live streaming and just working together with the artists. What was your favorite battle, though, Pepouni?
Oh, my favorite battle. I mean, who did we have? I to be honest, I enjoyed all the battles. Like, if I would highlight some of them, I have to say, I had great fun with Zeka against Dilip. The very first one, there was just this very special excitement. Can you hear the sound?
I think the mic switched to your earpods again.
I lost sound, so I have it back
right now, guys.
There we go.
Hey, you know that. So I had a lot of fun with Zeka against Dilip. Because it was just a starter battle, and I just felt this crazy clash. Those vibes were intense. I enjoyed Ritmind Dilo, which was pressing with the loop. You know, very surprising to me was Villain in this entire competition. I loved what he did, and I loved his wildcard a lot. Here, just nothing against Zeka, but since I was not judging, it was a 2-1 vote in the semifinal there. If Villain would have took it, I would have understood why. He would have deserved it as well. Obviously, Zeka deserved it for sure to be in the final. But I really felt something very interesting coming from there. And maybe from all the battles that I liked the most, I also really liked Elise against Beard, to be honest. And I also would have understood if Elise would have won that. And yeah, I just want to give here a little feedback to the judges. I know they had to take off some points there on Elise, maybe on the show. But I feel like that was just Elise's style, not to attack anyone here, but I feel like he should not change because it would change a lot. He should stay in there and maybe find other solutions. But I thought I was very amused and very, very, very well entertained by Elise's rounds there and the contours of Beard. So congrats, Beard, for moving on there. And obviously, please, there's absolutely no offense on anyone. I just wanted to share a thought and an opinion here. I really, really love that.
No, so this is not about this is not about excluding anyone. It's just nice. Like, I think some other people are interested as well to know, because, you know, we have our own taste in music, and it's not saying that other people are worse or better or anything like that. It's just personal taste on these things, because I definitely had some of my favorite moments. For me personally, the battle with Dilo and Beard, that was just, when it was coming in, the audio, the first round for Beard, it was just like, oh my God, Beard just brought something crazy here. That moment, yeah, we were in Spain, and I was sitting there mastering, and I was just running out to be like, oh my God, you guys aren't going to believe what just happened. Like, it was just that feeling of a proper battle on stage, you know, but we're just sitting at home, and it was so crazy. So for me, definitely my favorite battle was Beard versus Dilo.
Oh shit. Elise is actually here. What's up, Elise?
Hey, shout out to Elise. Yeah, boy. Pleasure working with you, mate.
Guys, go check out Beatbox Education. Villain and Elise are running this fantastic program. I recommend you, or Elise can mention it in the chat, go to Instagram at Beatbox Education. This is important. Education is the ultimate key for the future of our art form. We need to learn. So these guys are doing a great job. We're working on a little educational experiment and coursework as well. More info in a few months. But for now, please, guys, we want to support Elise and Villain on this. Go check them out.
Yeah.
Beatbox Education.
Vino as well.
And it's happening on Shazam's Discord and all this stuff.
So if you go over to, after this, if you go straight to Swissbeatbox Instagram, you can check out the Freestyle Fridays with Shazam. I'm sure he's going to explain more about that process there. But yeah, shout out to Elise. I miss working with you guys, man. It's so sad now that We're alone again. We're not doing these battles. I want just to keep going. I love getting the
Good
new
luck
audio.
with the wild card, Elise.
Yes, definitely. I know this is a bit more specific. I don't know if you don't have to answer if you don't have one, but what was your favorite specific one round from the whole battle? Do you have one?
My favorite round of the entire battle.
Just one round.
Bjart's first round.
That's, yeah.
And Zeka's seeding round as well was pretty.
Oh yeah. Oh, that was heavy,
and
man. That was
the first round of dudes.
Oh yes.
The whistle.
Oh,
I can't do that. Man. Sorry.
I was whistling that every single day. It's the first time. I'm not a fan of. I know it's a new trend. Everyone loves the whistles now in beatboxing. For me, I don't like it. One of the main reasons is it's really hard to get it sounding good on a microphone, especially on stage. But what Duds did there with that whistle, I was like, oh my God, I got goosebumps the first time I heard that. It was so crazy. I think for one specific round, it's the same for me. I think it's either Bjart's round one or Delo's answer to that round in that battle. That those two rounds were just so crazy. I don't know if I can pick one or the other.
And wasn't Villain's round there against Dudes? I think the first round with this tune he did with the club, wasn't that just also just insane?
Up in the club. Oh man, it was so good.
I think all rounds of Villain were.
Yeah, there's so many good moments. It's really hard to pick one.
This guy leveled up.
But yeah. I'm a drum and bass head. Bjart and Delo both do really good drum and bass. So I'm going to end up being a little bit biased here in that sense. That's one of the problems with music. You're going to end up being a bit biased in your area. What about live stream? What's your favorite live stream moment?
Stick Tom.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
We really should do some t-shirts.
You know, I love you, mate. Thanks for the big ups. I really enjoyed it as well.
I wanna give a special thank you to Tom though, because he was always after midnight. He's just staying up with us super late. I would have never done this personally. I would have said no to this job. He loves beatbox, man. So much love to Tom, and forgive us if we do some shirts like this, but I feel like everybody deserves to wear this shirt.
Who wants a Stick Tom shirt? Tell us in the chat. Yeah, that was a spontaneous moment. So I can give a bit of a backstory about that, actually, just for those who don't know. Tom was booked on the same day that we had to do one of the results live stream. He was booked for a festival in Australia out in the middle of nowhere, and they said they had a bit of internet, like a bit of internet. I mean, Australian internet is terrible already. Out in the middle of the bushes, you can forget about it. And the place where they had the internet was next to the mixing desk at the main stage. So there was no way to talk and be on the phone there. So he's like, dude, I'm not going to be able to make it. And he gave me all these like broken down comments. I'm like, okay, literally an hour or two before the stream happened, I'm like, okay, I'll just print out a face from you, one of your pictures, found a random picture from him, printed out on some cardboard, cut it out, and just improvised that. So that's how Stick Tom was born. It was such a spontaneous thing, and I feel like he's become a part of the family now.
Yes. That's why he will be on a shirt, Stick Tom. That's a great idea. But I want to say we're coming to an end. We're already 18 minutes over everything. I would say next week we will do another stream from 4:30 till 6, so we make a direct transition into Freestyle Friday. Maybe we could just say just a few things one more time. Thank you everybody for the Kickback experience. We're going to do another one. If it's going to be a loop station one, we will explain it to you very, very soon. If it's going to be a solo one, maybe we do both, and maybe we plan something very special with another Kickback. Just stay tuned. We will talk to you about it. We will try to do more streams like that whenever we have the time. I want to thank Sinjo so much for, supporting this and writing out this full plan. This was just amazing. I really, really enjoyed to do that. Thank you so much. And everybody is watching, I want to say thank you so much. But Aaron, one more time, could you explain what you are doing with the audio mastering in terms of GBB? And then maybe we can have just one last minute to support the Grand Beatbox Battle.
Yeah, for sure. For those who weren't here at the start of the stream and seen the post we've done on social media, we are Swissbeatbox offering mixing and mastering for your wildcards for GBB, which can help the judges have a better experience. It's just about getting the best possible quality that you can. if you want to do that, you can just hit me up on Instagram or on Facebook, Sinjo SBX _SBX, or on Facebook, just Sinjo. You'll see my face. It's so basically what I'm doing is I can master the audio for you, or I can also do a full consultation on how to set up whatever setup you have at home in the best possible way to get the best sound you can for your wildcards. They're really decent prices, so just hit me up and I will let you know what I can do for you. Yeah.
And I see the comment here from Doggy Dude. We will come to India hopefully this year, man. November, December.
Shout out to Hershey in the chat.
Hershey in the chat.
Amazing. Such a good DJ. Your audio has switched over to your earpods again. I don't know why it keeps doing that. Yeah.
This is not fun, guys. But I want to say maybe Grand Beatbox Battle, Wildcard Contest. Please, everyone, don't forget solo competition and Loop Station solo competition. It ends on the 30th of April. If you're too late, man, it's over. We will not make it in. What we're trying to do definitely is we're gonna try to remind you about it with some countdowns and some other great work. Shout out to the social media team for putting in the efforts, make everyone's life easy. And for tag team and crew, you guys have one more month. We're doing it one more month longer because it's hard in the pandemic to meet up and practice with each other. We totally respect that. So if you try to find a way to come and do some work together, you guys have basically 61 days in total. We wish everyone good luck. Please read the rules if you want to have some help in terms of audio mastering. I know there's quite some amazing and fantastic engineers out there, or you can do it yourself. But since we are not judging anymore, Sinjo is trying to offer here a helping hand. Just send him a direct message. Go to Instagram, Sinjo_SBX. Follow him. He does great memes as well. But he does great sound and he can help you guys out. So reach out to him. And next week we'll meet again together to talk about the Grand Beatbox Battle.
Yeah, let us know in the chat if you want to see more of these kind of stream, guys, where we can just chat and get a bit of a transparency. We want to show you guys what it's like for behind the scenes and what we do as a company to try and make you guys happy and the beatbox community happy. I see a Sinjo versus Pulsate Grand Mastering battle. We'll see. Maybe one day. Shout out to Pulsate. I love that guy. He's awesome. It's so nice to see more people coming through. We need more engineers in the community. I cannot be the only one, guys. It's impossible. Like, I'm already overworked, so it's awesome to see. I keep seeing this whole debate. I think because we're just only two of us now, but it's not a battle. We're all family, and we just want to make the community better for everyone. So, yeah, much love to that guy. And thanks for having me and us on the stream. Big ups to Hideful and Jack for working behind the scenes, and Rachel now as well. Sinjo, can you be my daddy? Oh, I don't know. That's a bit awkward. Send me a DM. We can talk about it. I'm kidding.
I'm everyone's friend. I can't be your daddy, guys.
Exactly.
Maybe I'll change that sooner or later. The older I get. No, I'm kidding, guys. I'm kidding. I want to say also thank you, everyone, today who just really made me the favor and made me so happy to become a member. Everybody that is a member, that just is so amazing. Thank you for the respect and try to help us build the community. We will come in and do stuff for you. I also saw Japan Beatbox TV gave us a donation. I love you guys in Japan. I really, 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 really want to work with you guys so much. It's such a desire. Please
bring us to Japan.
Thank you for letting us do the national championships of Japan Beatbox this year on Swissbeatbox. We hope for more great collaborations together in the future. And there's one last donation that came in, another $5. I want to say, Clipto Beatbox, thank you so much. And Clipto says, I'm currently in college for music, audio production, and engineering.
Hey.
So reach out to Sinjo, man.
Yes, Clipto. We need more of you. Do it. Yeah, hit me up. I'm always happy to hear from more engineers in the beatbox community. We need it. And every beatboxer out there, go find yourself an engineer. It might be me, it might be someone else, but just do it. It'll make all of your performances so much better. Just answer the last question, how to start as a sound engineer. There's a few ways. I went to uni and studied. You don't have to do that route. I was really lucky in the way that I could do that. There's lots of tutorials online. I would say start off by looking online, watching videos, watching tutorials, learn the basics about it, and then you can see if you're interested. If you really are passionate about it, like I was, you can go to uni and study there, or you could just start working. I know lots of great engineers who never went to uni and just started working in the industry, and they learned on site. So there's many ways to do it. Just start by looking up videos, just like you do with beatboxing. It's like anything. You just have to start doing it. Get interested, find out what you can. But yeah, I could ramble here for ages. I really love the stream. Thanks for having me, guys. We're going to do more.
I feel like we could talk for like another 2 hours.
This is like 8 years of tension building up, being let out in one go on a stream.
Sitting in us, like how cool we are doing all this crazy work. Guys, subscribe and continue, follow Sinjo, and hit us up if you need some help. No, I'm kidding, but like it feels right to do that. It feels right.
Yo, it's your boy Sinjo here with another live stream. Oh yeah. Oh God, please no. We're never going to become one of those people. Yeah, right. Shout out to everyone on stream. Thanks for being with us. This has been a great experience. Let us know if you want to see more of these in the comments, and in the comments below after the stream. Hit us up. Send me a message. Send Pepouni a message. We're always here for you guys. We love you. Long time.
On Instagram, yeah, Pepouni_Swissbeatbox, or it's just Pepouni SBX. I'm not quite sure, but you can find me and say. Right now, everyone go to Instagram Swissbeatbox and watch Freestyle Friday with Shazam if you still have time. Happy Easter weekend to the world, man.
Love you guys. Thank you so much for being with us. And I love you, Pepouni.
Love you too, Sinjo. Thank you so much for doing this, man. This is amazing. Peace out, guys. A wonderful one, and see you soon.